this is okay. Here we go. I'll turn the noise gate off for now. Okay. Okay, this should be fine for now. Alright. The guitar showed you a stream I promised. Well, it is actually here. Well, unfortunately, it does not look as if they give you the option to play it at anything except for full screen mode and this window here. And I have yet to figure out how you play. And OBS doesn't seem to want to like actually stream it when I play it full screen. So we will have to work with this for now. Oh, probably should disable this so we don't get like takedown notices from Twitch. Alright, that's good, let's go. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy for out of sight of teachers and fellow students. And now in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cup hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Oh boy. That's hot. Just how long was the wait out of them? I'm sure the note's at 4 p.m. Ah yes, the note slid between the pages of my math book. Oh, I wasn't looking. As far as cliches, though, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker. But at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of this note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky, the only sign of time passing in the stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time is slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Hi. Yisao, you came. A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of the dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Leaf Studio presents Guitar Shoujo. Inspiration. Oh boy, it's nice. Writing Anonymous 22. Oh boy. Editing Kagami Lost Terror and Silent Cook. Music by Blue123 and Nicole R. Matthew. Art, people, art, more art, oh boy. Additional art, we need lots of art in this game, I'd imagine. F&B animation, Mike Ino. Directing, Delta, Rite Aid, some guy I didn't read. Engineering by Delta. Production. I should shut up and like just let the music go over. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. Boy. And that whole time I could probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. ery- erythemia. A strange word, a foreign, alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently they've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it's supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized the only reason I got so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had any visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanaka was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyways. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry. They have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait to see if the treatments and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar the surgeries had left on my chest, so they changed its appearance over time, thinking it as some kind of omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows us there's at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it's the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading inside. There was a small library at the hospital, although it's more of a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think that I became a bit addicted, sort of feeling naked out of a book in my hands, when I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. Other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness, through the barrier of nonchalance I'd set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot. The heaviness in my chest became so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Then the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to become a special occasion? It's not a party. There's this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers and setting them aside, as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. And he casually sits down at the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks into my eyes for a moment. "Hello, Hisao. How are you today?" I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. "I believe you can go home. Your heart is stronger now. With some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medication sorted out. I will give your father the prescription." The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. Take it from his hand and take a look myself in, how am I supposed to react to this? The absurd long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contraindictions, and dosages are listed line after line of cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All of this for the rest of my life? Every day? Yes, Arceus Rego. We are streaming this game unless I have a better visual novel for me to play. I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Yes, what kind of confidence? Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if you hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please, calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he tells it to me. The way he tells me he knew full well I wouldn't like it. I'm supposed to be... Am I going to be homeschooled? Whenever my concern shows, it's ignored. Well, that's Mr. King of Blue Bombs, Katawa Shoujo. It was developed by a bunch of people in 4chan. So you know that's a great sign. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think it's well for you. Wise for you to beef up precision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So far, I've spoken with your parents about a transfer. It's a school card. Oh, like this? What is it? It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What am I? It's a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping health nearby. Well, you do have the option to turn the questionable scenes off, though. I'm told that it doesn't actually do anything. Probably just have to see independence. It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Yes, King Blue Bomb. I think I can. Okay, as long as I don't actively stream the questionable parts, I think it's allowed to be on Twitch. Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I don't really have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people in your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. Yeah. 4chan wasn't able to afford a very good music team. This is an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Oh, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school. Well, it's not the same one. A special school. That's an insult. That's what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All the students are pretty active, in their own sort of way. It's cute to students that can get around and learn, but just a little help in one way or another. Your father's right. Well, a lot of them, and many of the graduates who have gone to do amazing things. A person doesn't need to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. What can I do about it? A normal life? That's out of the question now. It's funny. I always thought that my life was kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protect it. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something about how I can go back to school anyways. But no, I don't say anything. The fact is now, I know it's futile now. Okay, it does not get weird until for a very long time. Like, it's like, I don't know. It also gives you, like, I only played one route, like, but it gives you a fairly obvious, like, very clear signs when it's gonna get weird. And then at that point, I'll just turn off the stream and just click through it and pretend it doesn't happen. There really isn't a choice, I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I like to put a positive spin on it, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. And that is all I can think of to get me through this. Yes, I have something, even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh life, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. Oh man. Act 1, Life Expectancy. That's a very nice gate you got there. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wonder if it looked like what a gate for a school would look like, but couldn't decide. Probably no. Of course, I don't want to get stuck thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it of a brisk space that smelled surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walk towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with greens. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going back trees and the smell of fresh cut grass and all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies, too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley, even though I was told this is my new school. In the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. It makes me wish there was someone here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I'd stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. Well, they said that operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. Yeah, so why am I feeling so anxious despite all of the greenery? Only after I stand from the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even I've had no life to return to. But still, after entering, there is no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous, and with this realization set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with bad posture noticed me as I enter. We're the only people in this lobby, so it's logical. You must be Niki Nakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Welcome. We exchanged a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, okay. Should I go later? Yes, afternoon's probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention. But I guess it's inevitable for a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost missed what the teacher was saying. Do you want me to? Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? All right. I don't remember. Does this choice actually matter? I'm gonna have to look it up real quick. Oh boy. I don't remember this choice mattering, but you probably just consult the flow chart for good measure. Is that Batman? Oh no. I guess you could think of it that way. Oh man. God, toys in these games are so stressful. Like, I just need the flowchart. Like, it's not working for me. Just bring up the flowchart. So, Bill Nye or Riot? Yes, Riot. I guess Riot it is. Jesus, oh, here we are. Alright, though, this doesn't actually matter. Oh, man. Habla Español. No puedo. Habla. No puedo. No habla español. Right. But it's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest, and I keep thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down from the third floor corridor is marked as a classroom for class 3-3. Muta opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point of worrying so much about it, at least not this soon. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around. Partially as I want how to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling isn't usually high. There's lots of space left over. Both over around and in between the desks. Yeah. Sure. I have. Okay, if I played one route of this game, I haven't played all of it yet, though. Entire wall taken up by the blackboards and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the students. They all look normal, like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's not immediately obvious. Though I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand, it's a little jarring. So with the natural tendency to listen when someone is talking to you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway when he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and someone's looking at me, a girl with really long straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. And she sees me looking back at her. She covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. I played the Shizune route. I think I might end up doing the Hanako route for this run. Maybe Lily's. Another girl seems to be making weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rim of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kinda cute. So is a cheery looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hand. So does everyone else. Except one girl in the front row who has a who only has one hand. I cringe a little, but I hide it by bowing at things for this applause I did not deserve. Drills, okay. The drills refers to Misha's, her hair, like how the sides, they look like drills, kind of. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with anyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from here. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the room. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round, with her one hand against her other wrist and ends up slump. It makes me feel a little bad. But the guy in the back, very much looks like he's dying. We're going to be doing some group work today, so then I'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She's the class representative. She can explain everything to you. You might want to know how. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignment. His exam announced that we'll be working groups of 3. It hits me. I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right, Hakamichi is right over there. Shizune Hakamichi. As she calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. See, like drills, like the appliances. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm not ever gonna try. What? I'm caught off guard by your laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi, I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi. Shi-chan. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her. I have played only the Shizune route before. I have yet to play anyone else's route. Well, I did the Misha bad end too, but it doesn't really count. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short, yet carefully neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced at the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher is messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people," and to better explain things to you. I can see you're a little confused, right? You should do the Rin route. Alright, I'll keep your suggestion in mind. I can see that you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would think that was Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm a person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. Shizune does not speak any words. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan. Of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right? He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student. We didn't know that you would be here today so soon. He-chan, right? He-chan. Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say that out loud? It's just a surprise. I never liked that nickname. That's a good question, Bunny-chan. This is Gitawa Shoujo. It's produced by Four Leaf Studio, made jointly by a collection of 4chan users. I don't really see how. It fits. You look just like I imagined. Shizune does not speak any words. Oh god. Yeah, you look just like a Hee-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Shizune does not speak any words. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk. Hey! Thank you, whoever that was, for the follow. Sorry that, the thing was blocking it. Yeah, my apologies. I gotta work that out. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants you to know that she's a class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Oh shit, he joked. I don't have any jokes to tell about it. Actually, no. Here's an appropriate one for this game. Why was the man with no legs convicted of a crime? His defense had no legs to stand on. Alright, Shizune does not speak any words. You like the school so far? We can show you around. We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the hardware a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Oh, thank you, TY come again. I appreciate it. Thanks, that'd be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kinda came straight to class today. Shizune does not speak any words. Okay, if that gets annoying, I tell me to stop, and I'll stop saying that every time the ellipses show up for Shizune. Ha 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 ha. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just of school either. Anyway, always, even if it's a trip. Oh, thank you for the follow, whoever this was. Alright, I really do move this forward. Alright, thank you, so curly. And always, even if the trip's to the convenience store, right, Chi-chan? Alright, I read that. Learn about where you're going? I guess I didn't bother to go do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly. No, wait. I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly. But anyway, I don't say anything, and Misha's silence that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but the shrug hit me unexpectedly, deeply. Dramatic reading. I don't think this scene is the best for that. Like, this is supposed to be like one of those lighthearted scenes before, like, you get into the routes and then, like, the actually hard-hitting things kick in. You look down. Are you okay? Shizune does not speak any words. Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needed. Stop looking like you just failed the test. Alright. Shizune does not speak any words. Ah, and another thing. You don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Shizune does not speak any words. Ahaha. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate. His wahaha made part. Oh, you want me to just not do the wahaha? Like, I don't know. Like, it's pretty. Like, I don't know. Like, people trying to sleep around here, and I'd rather not wake them up with obnoxious wahaha. Shizune does not speak any words. Yup, Shizune is fine. Okay, that would make things a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizune, who I assumed would be all about business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Shizune, is very, exclaimed. Huh? Alright, we haven't even touched the assignment. We just started working now, or Shi-chan will get mad. The assignment is kind of long, so if we start now, we should start now. If you want to finish it before the end of the class. That too. Shizune still does not speak any words. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. Shizune still does not speak any words. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Still, what was the Shizune route? PSS 5. Hey Melia, just a question. What was the Shizune route? Like at the end. Alright. Basically, from what I recall, he basically, something about, sorry. It's not as dramatic as, the Lily route, 'cause I hear that one, I don't want to spoil it, but that one's a bit more dramatic, I remember, he just, makes I remember he makes, they get together on, the last day of school when they graduate, and they make a promise to, stick together or something, It's assumed they get married, I'm pretty sure. Still, we finished it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class. Despite our late start, Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks. Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I beat Muto, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There is a rather long list of menu options, which seems great, until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. I was thinking of doing the Hanako route, because most people told me that Hanako was best girl, but I'm open to do any of them. Like Rin's fine, Lily is fine. I can do Shuzune's again if there's interest in that. How nice! It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured of scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table sitting opposite of her. Do they not pay for their meals or something? As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. Shizune does not speak any words. I don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Actually, should I get a straw poll up and put that in the description to see if we get a vote going to see what route we should do? Actually, I could even do the Kenji route if you want me to. I can do the Kenji route. Maybe looking at a person who
talks to you is polite and proper. You want to know something? What? Well, anything. We're your guides, so you should ask if there's something. I wonder. Well, basically, this choice actually matters here. Basically. Alright, so basically the library gives plus Hanako plus Lily, and then I think I got everything I need to know. Is Shizune? Is this Shizune? I think flag is the term. No, it's not a flag. Like counter, I guess. And then actually deafness does nothing. So I don't think I'm going to be using the Shizune route. So I'll do the library. Oh yeah, is there a library in the school? Maybe I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives a kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks up her smile again. There is! It's in the second floor. I can show it to you sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves, and the chat is talking about Harry Potter. Am I missing something here? Oh, it's been a very long time since I've read those books. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideway glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly notice that conversation and sign is not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. The dark-haired girl I noticed before slumped over her desk in the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she was slowly turning into a stone just from her presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice it or don't mind it, as we walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. Is that Mad Father female? Mad Father? I have no idea what you're talking about, buddy John. I'm left wondering about here, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students, and finally, the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Are you the only guy at this school? Yes, actually, no, come again. You meet another guy later on, but he's, rather interesting, let's put it that way. There is actually a bad ending for him, so if you want to see that, I can do it. Towards the end of class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent at the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Yes, rhinos are very elegant, so your point has been acknowledged. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Besides me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Shizune does not speak any words. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. We have to hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. Shizune does not speak any words. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Oh wait, the teacher said I had to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can show you that much. We can at least show you that much. Come on. The nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out the other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually part of the main building. Shizune does not speak any words. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official, important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' office. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Shizune Mary does not speak any words. Okay. His real name is Hisao Nakai. It's a nickname, you know? Nicknames or things. Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's her physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for something that has nothing to do with the actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in, hoping that this will be only a quick visit, like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text, Head Nurse, and a nameplate. A voice from the inside responds by a knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounds a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large and smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around in his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bed under the table is overflowing of used medical utensils, and there's at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. And look, it's another male. Wow. Who'd have guessed? Hello there. What can I do for you today? He's young looking, and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash an impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smells like a person who's heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name, or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, because I should probably grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. If the music is too loud, just tell me and I can turn it down, I guess. But I'm not sure the option. His eyes light up with revelation. He snapped his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai. I was just reading your file this morning. Some kind of chronic erythemia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good. You've probably been briefed about the school enough, so let us go in quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly for physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there's a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, it's like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For example, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place, and I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know that. Now, let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, gray dark laminate flooring, all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So you already have medication for the erythemia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Yo, is this a blind playthrough? It's mostly blind. I played Shizune's route, and that's it. So, 90% blind. Like, I doubt I'm going to be doing Shizune's route again, so Apart from that, do you do any sports rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to recommend you refrain from doing that. At least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of a burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There's no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestep the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise will do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you'd really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or some light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming? Maybe? There's a pool here. So I was told. You were! Very good! At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before, just to take care of yourself. Take care to not overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need, really, I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on my desk, obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need anything. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main and auxiliary building, although, to my eyes, they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students. I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gates or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. But then, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. I personally want to do Hanako's route, but Lily's is also fine. Okay, basically, I guess you're gonna choose the route you take, or do you get to go with your own decisions? I mean, well, the thing is, like, if I can, I guess, like, if the chat wants it, I can allow you guys to make the decisions as well. But then, you know, actually, I mean, then more or less, like, the routes, I assume most of you guys want, like, the good route, so, like, the neutral route, so I should go somewhere to it prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. There's a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, that overbearing smell of fresh cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick, like the others. It feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. Alright, Rin's route. Alright, I should really make a straw ball. Alright, we can do Rin. Alright, that's fine, we can do Rin. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevator at the end of the hallways. Poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Just Princess Peach. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, you stick around and enjoy the rest of the playthrough of Kitawa Shoujo. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. And you know the fact is a dating sim. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seem to have a toilet and a shower as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down from the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates on rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello, is anyone home? I'm inside. I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought those doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks again. Oh, thank you, PSS 56. Thank you. I enjoy reading this, It's Kenji. Put on your tinfoil hats, No, the damn feminist conspiracy. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick glasses. Who is it? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Hisao Nakai. I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce His face suddenly brightens in the realization. He stands back upright, thrusting his hand out, and his head out is smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sup, dude? The name's Kenji. Hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There are some suspicious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because they could have been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover. This out-of-place proverb is just hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Hisao. Me? I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you are smarter than you look. Maybe it's Kenji's puppets. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind, it doesn't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room, impersonal, like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. And it seems there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi, Hee-chan. We unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Oh, that's sweet. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. Thank your parents. I kind of hope I would have, then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lied down in the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming and for the entire day today too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now, the bottles of medications neatly arranged. The bottles of medication neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. I pick up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Isao Nakai, 2 tablets daily to stay alive. So sweet, too hard for my feelings. Has heart attack. Basically what happens. Fairly accurate. It doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. It's kind of twisted, having your life dependent on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain. After that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm, and nest-like, against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. Katawa Shoujo. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the 3rd room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Pick the choice where he takes an overdose. I don't think that leads you to Rin's route. Just a statement. I mean, just possibly. Various things around here remind me that, indeed, it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bags on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop a tablet out from a foil sheet. I download a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh clothes against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. I think back to my talk of Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter, and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what pass for normal around here? Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I don't see a lot of kids hanging around after class yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. All through class, the question remains in my mind, so I decided to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say that if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. Chizune does not speak any words. She just still does not speak any words. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so the top is perfect and evenly flat. Shizune very angrily does not speak any words. Sorry, Shi-chan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hee-chan. My first thought is that she doesn't know. My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Shizune very concernedly does not speak any words. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there really isn't anything else to do. There's school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you actually transferred in a busy time. Maybe you can help too. Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. I don't know, Hee-chan. The truth is, it's local event, and I'm not from this area, so... She starts sighing desperately at Shizune, asking her to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts signing hard and heavy. Hard and heavy signing continues. Huh. Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud. I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. Shizune does not speak any words. Human beings evolve with each generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change over time. Shizune very disapprovingly does not speak any words. Now it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. The teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against the other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a whelp and quickly quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though, brushing it off without a care. Shizune does not speak any words. We are in the middle of class and should start working. That's right, Shi-chan. What? That's right, Hee-chan. Are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between Misha's tone has also changed, although it does hit every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters into my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long, dark hair get up from her desk and step silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she's working in a group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl, go, why doesn't he say anything? Hee-chan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking after the girl who left? Oh, no, nothing. Shizune does not speak any words. Okay, well, we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. You want to have lunch together then? Sure. Okay, Hee-chan, perfect. Alright, so, it's actually very tiring on the throat to talk this long, so I think I might just end it off for the night. Might end it off for the night pretty soon. Maybe stream a bit longer, but it kind of sucks if I just like ruin my voice for tomorrow and then we can't have a stream. How long do you usually? Well, I stream. I generally I try to stream Hearthstone from about 4 to like around 6, and then around like 9 o'clock to like 11, 10, 10:30, 11ish. I stream like a visual novel, some other game, usually a visual novel like Katawa Shoujo. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Alright, that's Central Standard Time. Central Standard Time. I live in Chicago. Before I had the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we barely managed to finish all of our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it all. It's not a contest or anything. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Shi-chan. Impossible. Really? Really? I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signaling not only everything she says, but what everyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune? I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really? Shizune can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. June's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes were. It's truly an alluring gaze. Are you sure, Hee-chan? Very sure. Aw, thanks, PSS556. Oh, that's very nice of you. Very sure. Shizune does not speak any words. Haha, you're wrong, Hee-chan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. I'm not even gonna try. Shizune pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings, and she quickly gets up and packs up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I had almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Where do you want to go eat? The cafeteria? Oops. Oh, that's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I like to eat outside, near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until to the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place. How did you come up with my Twitch name? Well, the Melia. I mean, it's Melia, not it's pronounced Melia. So it comes from the Xenoblade Chronicle game. I remember I played that a few years back. I remember, I don't know, and then like there's a character in the game called Melia, and I don't know, like I just really liked the name, I guess, and here I guess it's now my name. And the HS stands for like Hearthstone, because like Melia itself was already taken, so gotta work with what you're given. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classrooms or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates at boxed lunches. After we finished eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hee-chan, wanna know about clubs and stuff, right? Right, Shi-chan. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again. Misha straightens her posture, as if about to deliver a speech. Hee-chan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There's a book club, right, Shi-chan? Right, but it seems they have all the members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Shi-chan. It's a really popular club. But more to the point, Hee-chan. Does it mean that you still don't have anything in mind? Not really. Good, great. That's great, Hee-chan. Really great. Why is it so great? No reason. Oh, Hee-chan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there's one thing. Student council! I see. I didn't know this school had a student council. Well, it was a very melodramatic setup, though. Just to tell me that. Thanking the student council. Yeah, the Shizune route is more or less just like, it's a lot of the student council. It's basically a lot of, you join the student council and a lot of student council-y things, I guess. That's how you can put it. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a matter of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has a voice of whatever she says. Alright, like, I remember Shizune's route. Alright, bye, Princess Peach. I probably won't continue streaming so much, so you shouldn't miss that much. We might be a little more, but it shouldn't be too much more. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a matter of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has a voice. Who has to voice whatever she says. Right. Hee-chan, maybe we should join the student council. They could use more people, yes. Definitely, you should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hee-chan. Shi-chan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shi-chan is the president. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Signing continues. Insert signing here. Of course, we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council, and therefore have an incentive to try to get you to. So you're admitting that. No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hee-chan, of course it'd be nice if you joined, and we'd really appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council is a healthy interest.
The Shizune use them stinky cause kinky still.
Wait, there is a scene where like she ties you to a chair and then, you know, has her way with you, I guess you could put it that way. But even without all that, joining the student council is a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hee-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hee-chan? I can't tell if she's being genuine or if it's just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, even though they're already pretty cute to begin with. Well... So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hee-chan. What? No. Aw, see, Shi-chan, of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right. Though, you wouldn't be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well. Shi-chan owes me candy now. We're betting on it. Hey, my life's not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. That's interesting, Hee-chan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hee-chan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. No, absolutely not. Aw, why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Yup. yeah, that isn't my goal, but what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I will have to decline. Hichan, I'm very offended. Right, basically, Misha's route is technically Misha's route is just a bad ending of Shizune's route. Basically, you get basically a scene, you get a decision, whether you want to, you get the Misha, you get the scene with Misha in it, and then that leads to the Shizune bad route. It's I've heard that originally there was a Misha route, but it had to be cut due to time constraints or something, or size limitations. I'm not sure. It's only what I've been told. Hichan, I'm very offended. Are saying that you don't trust us and then we pull you into something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. I'm sorry. Let's just tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, we should definitely join the student council. Misha doesn't have her own, she's a lesbian. No. How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? Yeah. It's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle, then you try to shoot it past the goalpost that the other players make with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's held before a competition before two people. Hichan. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Hichan. That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyways, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hichan? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me. Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that readily. I wanna say that I'm happy with her attempts to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or known anyone who was a member, so it interests me. I also kinda like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be that so bad. Okay, Hichan, how about Risk, the game of world domination that also happens to take 10 billion hours to complete?
At least you haven't gone to the country room.
There's actually a photoshopped picture that I really like. It's I think it's one of the pictures from Rin's route, I want to say, with Kenji's face photoshopped on it. I don't know what that is. It's really fun, Hichan. You fight for control of the world, of armies and everything. Whoever takes Australia automatically wins. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. Aw, really, Shichan? We can play it for fun, Hichan. Shichan hasn't played in a really long time, so you want to. So if you want to, there are no strings attached. Well, okay. Okay, perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hichan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. I'm not gonna try. I grimace to tell the hunch I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end, I agree. But only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete, despite somebody to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends when they go back to class. Well, I guess it's also a pretty good place to end off for the night. I'll be back tomorrow, or roughly 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, thank you all of you for watching. We